Well, I want to give a quick lesson on these two trades. It's called the BBsqueez with number 1 and number 2. When your template is loaded onto your chart, set your time frame to an H4. It will look just like this right here. When this moving average comes down through the 40 here, I set my overbought and sold areas on a 40 because I want to grab the extreme tip of it. Just because you get an overbought sold area doesn't mean that that run is over with. For example, it came down right here and created a short like it's supposed to, but these are 4-hour candles and look how far it went against you. So you definitely want to use good money management to absorb situations like this, and knowingly that in the future it will turn your favor sooner than later. And when it did, like right here, it created a sell way up here. Now from here, I'll grab my crosshair, from here to about right here, you didn't make any money, but you broke even because it hedged back all these funds right here. Now, the second chart trade in a minute will be explained, because what it does is it helps absorb this right here, and you'll understand it in a second when I go over that. But let me finish this strategy first. Same principle reverse. When it comes down through the 40 and up, that's when it triggers. Here's the minus 40. It creates your long. See right here? Now look at this long right here, how it pulled on against you. Good money management now. But now this buy right here came in. Now let's check that out right there. When that buy kicked in right there, it topped out right there where you basically about broke even with that trade right there. So it hedged itself. But the second trade will absorb those losses too, and I'll show you that in a second. Now right here, a sell came in and came down, and if you watch all the videos under the BBsqueez, you'll see that this trade since for a few days generated about $15,000. Okay, let's talk about this right here. You said now you had another trade that was going to help me with this right here. Yes, let's go to the second trade, the BBsqueez. It goes in, it only has two entries, and that is when it goes up through the 23.6, see this over here, or when it comes down through the 23.6 like it did right here. Now let me open this up a little bit where you can see it. Now look right here, this is that one that went real long. Now it went up and created a buy, but it closed out real quick. Now the closing of that is when it comes back down through the 23.6 on the other side, because this had a pretty deep 4-hour candle that came down, and the tick in the background must have touched this line to trigger that close. But it helped a little bit with the margin. But you know, it's always suggested 1-2% is basically a very conservative margin to use when you're trading. Let's look at this right here. This is trade number 2. Look at this. This sell came through the 23.6 minus right down here. And look here. It continued on right here. Now, if it would have created some buys, if this came up and created some buys, this sell and this buy would have been a tug of war all the way down. The sell would have overcame the buy, or would have floated it. And of course, you have to remember also your conventional trade, when the sell was kicked in like right here, it came down on top of the buys that were kicking in too. So you had 2-to-1 trade there. That would have kept you in the positive as far as your P&L. Alrighty. Talking about the trade number 2. Look at this sell right here. When it came down through this, created a sell. Now when it came back up through it, it would have stopped it. Now what I did is I was happy with the money, and I closed out my trades right there. And I had on another computer screen, when I seen the 1 and 5, 15 and 30 minute turning over, I basically said, you know what, I'm not giving no money back. I'm good. I'm not greedy. Leave some for somebody else. Well, I hope this chart number 1, chart number 2 strategy just made a little more sense. It's basically the same thing over and over again, and I'll explain it because maybe once in a while I might explain it in a way that I didn't explain it before, and you might catch it a little better. Hey, have a good one. Till next time.